Hello, Miss Lately. Where have you been?
Michael, don't start with me, okay? I had a hard day at work. Just don't start with me, okay?
Look at the time. Where's everybody at?
The kids are in their after-school programs. Rosa's picking up Katie from Tumble Tots, and I had a late meeting. Come on, baby. What is the big deal? Would you smile?
I'll smile when I come home and see my wife and kids and some food on the table like my father used to have.
Well, just come home a little later. I'm sorry, what?
Look, Jan, I'm serious. This is not working for me. This is not the marriage I signed up for. Your job is not important as the family.
Here we go again.
No, listen. I understand your need to be fulfilled and all that other nonsense. But your job is starting to interfere with your duties as mother and wife.
You know what, Michael? You are such a misogynist.
Yeah, I would love a massage every now and then. And I'm not getting enough of those either.
What you trying to say? I'm not doing my job around here?
You know what? It would be impossible. You'd have to be Superwoman.
I beg your pardon. I am Superwoman. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you're more like Batgirl. Yeah, you look good in the outfit, but you don't have no superpowers.
I'm not Batgirl.
All right, then you're Wonder Woman. Because every time I come home, I'm wondering where's my woman. Jay, listen, baby. I didn't marry Superwoman. I married J. Marie Johnson. Okay, you added all this other stuff.
And I can do all that other stuff and still take care of you and everything else my family needs, and I'm going to prove it to you.
How?
In the next 2 hours, I am going to take a shower, change my clothes, cook dinner, check everybody's homework, wash 4 loads of laundry, and 2 loads of dishes.
And what about taking care of me?
Oh, baby, since you think that I don't have time for everything, you can take care of yourself.
I'm gonna be watching you take that shower.
Well, some buddies, as you see in the clip, we are talking about a traditional home. What does Damon say? His wife's not there, things are not done, especially the cooking, not being treated as Damon said. The way he grew up with his father and his mother. Again, what is the age gap there? What is the different time period, all right? Because that's what it was. It was a different time. More so probably in Damon's father's time. He went out to make the money. His wife would stay home and take care of the house. We've heard it so many times from the good old days, as they said. But we're in modern times, and women go out and work now. Especially, it's kind of common when the kids are older and they're a little more independent and they're not really needing the mom. Then this tends to happen. The wife, the mom, she wants something for herself again, and that's fine. She goes out to work. But again, there's a gap that happens because people are used to a household running one way, okay? More so how it was before, mom taking care of everything because she was full-time at home. But now that's not the case. So Damon is feeling the effects. Now, not the best approach, okay? Because he's saying his wife's job is nonsense of being fulfilled, okay? That's not the way to go, alright? And it's just funny calling her Batgirl and Wonder Woman. I kind of like that. But there are many other ways to go about this. And men, come on. We have to do our best to be supportive. And not just men, whoever your partner is. There's gonna be a change. Now, should this change be more subtle so you can get used to it? It should. But sometimes, again, if the other person goes to work, it's a job. They have to work their hours. They have to stay there until they can finally get off of work, all right? For the other person, for Damon, he can learn a little more independent, maybe be a little more supportive and pick up the slack, all right? If you show up first home, hey, you will get brownie points if you start doing the things. If you maybe start dinner or maybe call in dinner, a pizza or maybe takeout, whatever it is. If there's chores to do, you know what? If you support your wife, you love your wife, and she has her own thing, it's okay to do a few things, even if you're not used to it, okay? Otherwise, as Damon's wife is saying, you're coming off as a misogynist, okay? And that has nothing to do with massages, all right? For those of you that don't know. So a better approach, if your partner's going to work, there's going to be changes and there's going to be things that will probably involve you, in this case Damon, to kind of start things up. All right? Nothing wrong with that. This is the modern way things work now. You can have both parents work. Even if it's from the beginning, if you have kids and then right after their 3 months of maternity, they go back to work. That's what happens. We got to kind of get used to this already. It's been enough decades past to where you shouldn't think that your partner, whoever is supposed to be at home, can't change their mind. From the very beginning of my marriage, my wife and I decided I go out and make the money and she stays home full time. That has worked. But other people have different situations. I know my friend Jay here, his situation is different and he'll tell you all about it. So let's hear it.
So Damon, his character went about it all wrong. Instead of saying this is how my dad, his household ran, was this a discussion before you even got married about how a household was going to run? Was she going to do all the cooking, cleaning, and all that stuff to keep the household up and have sex with you as well? Or is it like, okay, because in this show, Damon, he is an entrepreneur. He owns a trucking company. So he technically doesn't have to drive any trucks anymore. He had people to do it for him. So I'm thinking to myself, can't you do some of this laundry that she's going to be doing? Can't you check the kids' homework? And then if you guys decide that she can cook and then you do the dishes, you have time to have sex, because are you complaining and making her upset and saying she can't do this, calling her Wonder Woman and Batgirl? You ain't going to get none. So you think you're going to insult your wife and then get some on top of that? That blew my mind. Especially a black woman too. Give me a break, right? So in this aspect, she's going to be wasting energy doing loads of laundry, have to take a shower, have to cook. I assume she's going to do the dishes, and then he's going to want her to sleep with him. And that's extra energy that she don't want to do. Come on now. So he just went about it all wrong. I know, like, in my household, we both work. Now we have to decide who's going to do what on what particular days, or have some type of routine. So like for like our household, my wife, she takes the kids to school in the morning. I pick them up in the afternoon after school programs, whatever activities they may have going on certain days throughout the week. I'll cook for everyone. And there's days my wife will just cook, but since we are all eat kind of differently, so that's a little thing in itself. But before you get married, a discussion has to be had about how you guys want your household ran, who's going to do what, is there room to compromise on anything based on how you grew up when you were a child compared to how your spouse grew up, and who's going to do what in the household. Because I didn't like how he expected her to do everything, and he seemed like he was there for some time where he could have did something, anything, prep food, did some type of laundry, something, instead of relying on her to do everything. Because I do remember when my wife and I, we first got married early on, she cooked every day. And after a while, I felt convicted because, like, she shouldn't be doing this every day. And then I slowly but surely, she'll cook Monday through Friday, and I will cook on the weekends. As I learned to cook more things, like, we started to have me do it different parts during the week, and I did it on the weekends. So, and all that shifts depending on our schedule, how kids' schedules are working and stuff of that nature. So it's an ebb and flow as we've been married. So that's a conversation that needs to be had instead of just assuming someone's going to do something and then hoping to get sex at the end of the night. I'm just saying, that was just stupidity.